Sherry's heart felt heavy. Every step was like walking through lead. Her mind flashed with memories, her first days in this horrid realm, the terror she felt, the disgust at her new form, and the panic that everything Church had warned was correct. But one memory made her eyes fill up with tears. The day Alistair had saved her, and the day she thought everything was going to be okay. She ran. She didn't know where she was going. She just ran, holding on to whatever remained of her clothes. Come on, doll. We don't bite. Unless you want us to. The hounds began to gain on her, running her into a dead end. Their shadows loomed over her, their teeth and claws glinting in the streetlights, looking down on her as if she was their prey. Please, please just leave me alone, she cried and fell over, as her back hit the wall of the building. One of the hounds chuckled, taking off his jacket and giving it to his friend. Don't worry, little bunny. We won't hurt you. Badly. The hound grabbed her hair, baring his teeth. That night in the woods flashed through her mind, the blood on her hands, his twisted smile at the cabin with the bodies on the floor. She braced herself, her body tensing. But then she heard music. It was faint at first, but the melody grew louder. Hey! Turn off that old-timey bullshit! The hound roared to his friends. But when the group checked their pockets, nobody's phone was playing music, and no one's speaker was on either. But yet, the melody continued to grow louder and louder. Hey America, let's turn it up. Yeah, check out our style, 'cause you're never fully dressed without a smile. They all turned to look, trying to find the song's source, but they found a tall and slender figure standing before them. His body seemed to emanate static like an old radio. His hands neatly folded behind his back, holding onto a staff with the microphone at its tip. His deer-like ears twitched in curiosity, and while Sherry first thought he was a doe, there were tiny black antlers between his ears, a bit comically small. His golden teeth and monocle glinted in the city's street lights, and his smile was hauntingly familiar. Who the fuck are you? One of the hounds asked. Oh, don't worry, my good man. I'm nobody of importance. Alistair, quite the pleasure to meet you. I'm just watching you mangy hounds target this innocent young woman. Mangy? The hound growled, letting go of Sherry. Now, listen here, you old bastard. You've got some nerve talking to me like that. The hound grabbed the man's suit collar, the fabric staining with the dirt under his claws. The man chuckled, but it felt more like a warning. My good man, you have 5 seconds to unhand me and leave this fair lady alone. The man's teeth began to glow as he counted down. His pupils changed to the dials of a radio, and his antlers began to grow and branch out. And once he reached 1, all hell broke loose. The hounds were torn limb from limb like rag dolls, their screams echoing throughout the alleyway. Sherry tried to cover her eyes, or close her ears, but the sound of their screams still echoed everywhere. Once everything had died down, Sherry pulled herself up as the man grabbed an eye from one of the corpses and popped it in his mouth like it was a breath mint. Are you all right, my dear? The man asked, as he offered Sherry a handkerchief to dry her tears. I'm sorry, but have we met? Oh, no, my dear. I believe we have not. I simply lent you a helping hand. You must be careful. The man gently lifted Sherry's chin to look up at him. A sweet little rabbit like you is quite the target, so it's best to keep an eye out for thugs like that, one should. The man began to walk away, but the name he had called her sparked a memory in her mind. Alistair? Alistair froze as he heard his name on her lips. He had long thought that the deal didn't work on her, or that she was above with her mother. But immediately, she ran to his arms, and immediately, he hugged her back, as if they would vanish if the other let go. Alistair immediately relaxed in her arms, as he buried his face in her hair. He smiled, but for once, this one felt real. The laughter of children snapped Sherry back to reality. When she looked up, she was In Cannibal Town, the warm pastels and kind smiles of the residents put her mind at ease. She didn't mean to walk here, she just sought this place whenever she needed comfort. The townsfolk were truly kind, despite their grotesque diets. One even offered her a blood pie, though she politely turned him down. With a deep breath, she entered Rosie's emporium. Thankfully, the shop was empty, apart from Rosie, as she was dusting. As the door opened, she scowled. Alistair, you got something coming back here after. She turned around, ready to scold Alistair for treating Sherry so horribly right outside her window. But, to her shock, Sherry was there herself, moments from falling apart. Oh, you poor dear. Come here, come here. I've got you. Rosie immediately pulled Sherry into a hug, comforting, but not too tight. If she wanted to pull away, she could. In Rosie's arms, the dam broke, as Sherry began to sob. Shh. It's all right, love. You're okay. Mama's here. And I'll make sure no one hurts you like that again. Rosie ran her fingers through Sherry's hair, whispering sweet nothings and kissing her forehead gently, like a mother soothing her child after a nightmare. Once Sherry had calmed down, they sat together. Can I get you anything, hun? Tea? Hot chocolate? Maybe something stronger? Sherry shook her head, exhausted from crying. Rosie sat across from her, letting her talk on her own. I tried to save him, but he's just so stubborn. I've let so much go for his sake, because I was happy that he was okay. And I risked my ass to save him. And I'm suddenly the nuisance? After everything I've done for him. I took care of him when he was sick. I cooked for him. I cleaned his house. I stayed up with him because he couldn't sleep. I spent night after night lying awake because I didn't know if I could face him again. And I cried. I cried when I saw him hurt because I thought I was going to lose him. The one person I thought would never change was Alistair. But now, I don't even know him anymore. The last time I saw him, I didn't see my friend. I didn't see the man who would beg for me or comfort me, who would sing for me when I was locked away. I saw a man hungry and desperate for power. Someone who would do anything to anyone to get what he wanted, just like my father. She buried her face in her hands, her eyes still stinging from crying earlier. Alice has always been a tricky one. Behind that charming smile is a real rotten soul. But he does still care about you. After all, he wouldn't have made you leave the tower if he didn't. Sherry wiped the last of her tears, less sad now and more frustrated. I know I'm not as strong as him, but I can still handle myself. I know how to defend myself. Does he know? Rosie asked, making Sherry freeze. No, he doesn't. I still don't know how to tell him. I know I was being reckless, and I know I shouldn't have done it, but I had to at least try. He's never seen me make flowers that big. I know he's growing suspicious, but I still have no way of telling him. That kind of power, it's reserved for overlords. Take off that disguise, hun. I promise. I won't tell a soul. Sherry took a deep breath at Rosie's words, carefully shedding her civilian form like a snake. The once modest dress Alistair picked out for her gave way to a long and flowing black and forest green dress, a small scarf with a star wrapped around her neck, as white ribbons formed her shoes. Her new outfit heavily clashed with the Emporium's warm reds and pinks, something Rosie usually couldn't stand, but she smiled at Sherry's true form. Still as sweet as the day we met, hun. We've both changed so much. What if we drift apart? What if I lose him again? Forever this time. I can see we're going in two different paths, but I don't want to lose him. I'm scared. Rosie, I understand your plight, sweetie. Sometimes, someone special will come into our lives, stay for a while, and then they have to leave. And if that's where you and Alistair are heading, don't be sad for what you've lost. Be glad at what you were able to experience with him. I remember how lost and scared you were when you first became an overlord. And I knew the feeling. All those questions, all those plans that seemingly need to be made. But I knew you were nothing like Alistair. You didn't want power just to have it. You had a reason. You wanted to keep folks safe. So, do you remember what I told you? If I know what I stand for, I'll know what to fight for. Those words changed everything on how I view my position. You were my savior those first few weeks, guiding me. I couldn't have asked for a better teacher. Leave Alistair be, hun. He can handle himself. Go back to your gardens, to your people. They do need you, and if he's meant to come back, then he will. But don't hold your breath, honey. The two had one last hug, trying to pour every ounce of their love and care into one embrace. Thank you, Mom. Truly. As Sherry left, she didn't quite catch what she called Rosie, but her heart heard every word. Mom. In her heart, Sherry was her daughter, in every way that mattered. And if she could, she'd keep Sherry close forever, keeping her in Campbelltown, keeping her close and safe, where no one could hurt her again. But she knew that wouldn't have worked. She had her own life to live. So, as Sherry left, she simply said, "Good luck," like a mom watching her child leave home for the first time.